Personal question: how well do you sleep at night? When you are walking down the halls first thing in the morning, how do you feel when you go to your first period? Is the lack of sleep you're getting affecting your choices while you're taking a test? How aware are you of your surroundings? At Rangeview High School, students have to get up early to get to class when the first bell rings at 7:25 a.m. and then leave at the bell at 3:21 p.m.
Since I live further, I live like 15, 20 minutes away, depending on traffic. I have to wake up around like 5:30 sometimes to get ready, and then like leave at 6:50 to get here. So most of the time I go to sleep like around 12, depending on much.
Major medical organizations recommend that middle and high schools start no earlier than 8:30 a.m. These early start policies have a direct effect on how much, or really how little, sleep American teenagers are getting.
What happens within those hours beforehand vary depending on student to student. People have their schedule and matters that happen out of school. There are rarely any debates opposing to the late starts of school as of late compared to what it may have been a couple of years ago.
Around the time of puberty, teenagers experience a delay in their biological clock, which determines when we feel most awake and when we feel most sleepy. This is driven in part by a shift in the release of the hormone melatonin. Teenagers' bodies wait to start releasing melatonin until around 11 p.m., which is 2 hours later than what we see in adults or younger children.
I'm not sure about a number. I would hope that students are getting at least 8 hours of sleep, but I would probably guess that they're probably getting less than 8 hours, maybe around 6 hours of sleep.
We knew going into the project that there was going to be opposition to it.
Superintendent Craig Hockenberry says by changing the times, it gives teachers more time to plan during the school day. He also says research shows the more sleep a student gets, the better they do in school.
More sleep, more planning, and higher student achievement.
You know, overall, I think that's probably a good idea. I've always kind of wondered why school districts kind of expect teenagers to get up so early and to learn when, you know, teenagers kind of generally are pretty sleepy that early in the morning. So I would support a later start in the day.
This means that waking a teenager up at 6 a.m. is the biological equivalent of waking an adult up at 4 a.m.
Well, I wouldn't have to get up as early as well, which would be nice, but I'm okay getting up early, but yeah, if the school started later, then my schedule would change as well, and I'd be able to adapt.
It is recommended that an average person should get 8 to 10 hours of sleep every day. However, that may not happen because of whatever a student may have to do after school. Some have matters at school that need to be taken care of, while others have a job that needs them to stay late. Obviously, this would take effect into the sleep schedule of a person, whether or not if they get home and sleep at a late time.
I think it could help with their education. I know in my first period class, some of the students are a little bit more tired and don't seem to have as good a focus as some of my later class periods.
Just recently, as of November 17th, 2018, the Fort Collins School District has decided to move the start time between 8:55 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the school year of 2019 and 2020. A quick interview from a student from Cherry Creek, which has a late start, has shared the benefits of said late start. He has indicated that the few more hours of sleep have allowed him to become more productive and mentions that it benefits the teachers as well. Aforementioned, the lack of sleep not only affects the students but also teachers in that they have a limited amount of time to plan and prepare for their classes, regardless of other matters in their life that affect that problem.
So overall, I think starting later, I think would benefit students, be able to have more focus and be able to learn better by being more alert and awake.